responsible to take immediate action. Even though the Ghana National Fire Service arrived on the scene shortly after they were called in, the fire had been contained before they got there. Head of Legal and Corporate Affairs at RLG, Prosper Harrison Addo, explained the fire emergency plan to Joy News.
Oh, this is the emergency procedure we have, which really tells the staff what to do when they see fire or they sense a smoke signal. And so we have a contact system where you know who to call. First of all, you call the fire service, and then you call a few senior officers who then know also what to do in terms of who to call and then who to bring on board to ensure that business continuity is in place and then the business goes on as expected.
He also assured the general public that the company's products were safe to use.
Everything is normal. Our production units are all intact, and so we like to assure the public that there's really no cause for alarm. Business is going on as usual, but as with fire, we'll wait for the fire service to tell us exactly what caused the fire.
With business almost back to normal, RLG is now awaiting a report on the cause of the fire and for ECG to give them the green light to turn the electricity back on.
Now, graduate teachers who recently backed down on a threat to embark on a nationwide strike for their anomalies, for their salary anomalies, and to avert the situation, the government promised to set up a committee to investigate and find a lasting solution to the teachers' demands. 4 weeks on, President of the National Graduate Teachers Association, Christina Daipoku, says the committee is yet to be inaugurated.
We were given 6 weeks within which the team is supposed to work. Nothing so significant has happened ever since that fateful meeting at the castle. For now, I still want to place my confidence in the president and his entourage that they should be able to work and resolve the issues before they get out of hand. Teachers are interested in doing their work and doing it well. And if we are interested to do our work and do it well, we are also interested in making sure that what is due us is not denied us. If there are interim arrangements to get people properly paid, teachers also deserve that interim arrangement. And so they cannot just take some people out and say that we are giving them interim arrangement, give them market premium, and call it whatever name they want to call it.
Though the committee has 2 more weeks to submit its finding, Christina Daipoku failed to say whether a delay will warrant a strike or not. Now, moving on, the Financial Division of the Accra Fast Track High Court has acquitted and discharged 3 persons implicated in an alleged cocoa smuggling scandal. The 3 are Roxanne Eric Apiedu and Isaac Kweku Asare Dako, SEPS officers, and Kofi Abuaje, an immigration officer.
Court, however, presided over by Justice Bright Mensah, ordered 11 others to open their defense on March 12, 2013. The court upheld the submission of no case from counsel for the 3 acquitted persons, Frank Yankee. According to Yankee, the documentary by an investigative journalist, Anas Aremeyaw Anas, was doctored and therefore cannot be used as evidence to prosecute the 3. According to counsel, in the unedited version, his clients were not seen but were seen in the main documentary. The 14 security officers were allegedly captured in a secret video recording by Anas Aremeyaw Anas, a journalist aiding a group of people to smuggle cocoa beans from Ghana to La Côte d'Ivoire in 2010. The 11 persons who were ordered to open their defense were Gabriel Dimado, William Festus Yorson, Stephen Soa, Prosper Eje, Ni Amadov, James Jamesi, Paul Jamesi, all SEPS collection assistants, 2 police constables, Samuel Ewasi Akweaga and J.K. Boache. The rest are 2 immigration officers, Mate Colley and Kofiable Frederick. According to the facts, Anas of the Crusading Guide received information that some security officers at the western frontier of the Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire border were taking money to assist people smuggle dried cocoa beans from Ghana to Côte d'Ivoire. Based on the said information, the journalist conducted an initial investigation and captured his findings on video.
Now, away from that particular story, Zongo chiefs in the country have scaled up their complaints about what they say is the denial of the fundamental human rights of Muslim students in the country. A delegation which called on the president at the Flagstaff House told him their children should be allowed to practice their religion in school. They also called for the establishment of an authority to fast-track the development of Zongo communities.
The authorities of some second secular institutions still deny the Muslim students their fundamental human rights. It is of a greater importance to us that our wards are allowed the freedom to practice their religion, irrespective of the educational institution they found themselves in it. It is clear and grave violation of both human and church rights. Your Excellency, it is our clarion call, and we hope that you take the matter up to ensure that the right things are done.
Two delegations, one led by the National Chief Imam, Dr. Sheikh Nuhu Shaributu, and the other led by Alhaji Umar Baba Isa from the Zongo communities, were at the presidency to congratulate and pledge their support to government. They also used the opportunity to highlight the various challenges in their communities.
This includes, but not the least, the issue of health, which bedevils our people. Literacy, particularly secular education, which we consider as very, very important. Our youth tend to misbehave and a lot of problems due to unemployment.
Representative of the Zongo chiefs, Umar Baba Isa, lamented conditions of school and teachers of Arabic, urging the president to work towards making it an examinable language.
We'll be very glad to see Arabic, just like French, become an examinable subject, not just in the Islamic schools or what we call the Makaranta, but also in our traditional or secular educational institution. And also, we want to appeal to Your Excellency to extend the educational scholarship package to the Zongo communities. Zongo communities have not yet seen any appreciable development. We are therefore calling for an establishment of an authority to fast-track the development of Zongo community.
President Mahama said a request has already been made to the GES in that respect. On the development of Zongo communities, he said an urban renewal program will be initiated to improve the general well-being of communities. He also touched on the dissolution of the Hajj Board, calling it a painful but necessary decision.
We're going to undertake an urban renewal program that will improve the quality of life in the deprived urban centers. It doesn't restrict itself only to the areas that we call Zongos, but all deprived communities in the urban centers. But the whole urban renewal program is meant to open access roads into these areas to improve the housing, the kind of housing we have in this area, improve on sanitation, ensure that there's more access to education and social services, water, electricity, and so on and so forth. We've introduced a lot of skills training under CODVET, under LESDEP, under so many of these programs. And so I'll ask the Council of Muslim Chiefs and our fathers, the chief imams, to encourage our youth to also take advantage of this program.
The president asked the traditional leaders to be on the lookout for attempts to disturb the country's peace as a result of the deployment of Ghanaian troops in Mali.
Now, still staying with education, the headmistress of the Wesley Girls High School is calling on the Minister of Education to take a critical look at the computerized school selection and placement system.
Headmistress of Wesley Girls High School, Betty Jokotu, said the program, which was introduced to improve the admission process and check malpractices, has not been very beneficial and is rather fraught with irregularities and inconsistencies. The headmistress, who was speaking at the school speech and prize-giving day, was worried inadequate infrastructure in the school coupled with the constant increase in population pose a threat to quality. She maintained the school can, however, do without the existing facilities if the CSSPS does not add more students beyond the existing vacancies. Betty Jokoto indicated that when facilities are inadequate, quality is compromised, and hoped the situation would be tackled with all seriousness. Earlier, the 1992-year group of the school handed over a renovated standard kitchen to the school.
Let's move to the Ashanti region now, where youths in the Pankoni East electoral area in the Otafo constituency are demanding the immediate return to site of the contractor working on roads in that area. According to them, the contractor abandoned post some 3 months ago, leaving the road in a bad state. They say the uncompleted drains have also become breeding grounds for mosquitoes, leading to the spread of malaria. Correspondent Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more. According to the youth, no progress has been made at the construction site for the past 3 months. The delays in construction, they say, have made it difficult for vehicles to ply the road. They are also worried about erosion as the drains and the construction have been abandoned. According to the youth, the contractor has abandoned this particular project to work on others within the constituency. They are therefore demanding the immediate return of the contractor to the project site. Chire Ibrahim Adam speaks for the youth. He describes the situation as unfortunate and unfair.
Of the road has been given to 3 different contractors, and when you look from the Atmetum side, the one who has worked on it over there has covered the portion that he has worked, but this man only dug and did the drains halfway and refused to cover them. And the drains, instead of the water passing through the drains, it's another passing besides them, and it's giving problems. So we want him immediately to be able to cover the portions that he has done the drains.
He, however, gave the assurance that the youth will follow due process to get the issue resolved. Another resident, Faben Jamon, also shared his concerns with the news team.
We have all this filthy water coming from the whole neighborhood, and it's all piling up here and creating mosquitoes. We have children all over the place, and it's causing us to be sick at all times. And these contractors have no, remorse or no concern about our health here. So we're going to be sick, and then the government will spend money to take care of us at the hospital. Something that can be prevented, but because they have no, respect for our people here, they don't care.
Assembly member Samuel Okoso told the news team what his outfit has done in the interim to address the situation.
There's a problem here. There's a flooding down there. Then the road is rough. Yeah. The vehicle cannot pass through. That's why I reported to Assembly.
Meanwhile, efforts by the news team to reach the contractor for comments were not successful. Now let's go back to our earlier story about power consumers who can now heave a sigh of relief as the VRA has announced that 400 megawatts of power lost Monday due to a breakdown in equipment have been restored. We've been joined now on the line by Sam Fletcher, who is the corporate communications manager for VRA. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Fletcher.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so when you say that 400 megawatts have been restored, is it do we then take it that the problem which caused us to lose it has been permanently resolved or fixed?
I'm not sure where you got that information that 400 megawatts of power has been restored. I haven't said that, and I'm not sure who else from our outfit has said that. What we have said is that yesterday there was an announcement that the current load shedding we're going through was going to intensify. We were originally shedding about 150 at peak time every now and then, but it was going to intensify, and the deficit was going to extend to 400 megawatts because some machines in Abuazi had failed. Now, what we have said, since last night and this morning, is that throughout the night, the engineers have been working, and they have been able to restore those 3 machines in Abuazi. Those 3 machines actually give us 250 megawatts. What it means is that it has removed, or it has corrected that announcement that we're going to raise the deficit to 400 megawatts. It has come back to the original 150 we were shedding.
So the deficit now still stands at 150?
It still stands at 150 because One, the TICO unit in Abuaze, which started some maintenance 2 weeks ago, is still going through that maintenance. And again, the Smuggling we lost sometime in August last year is still not back because there's no gas. So we have a deficit.
Okay, so what does this still mean for the power rationing then? Does it mean it will still intensify, or it will still be at the stage or state how we know it? Is it going to be?
We were not, I mean, the announcement was that we were going to shed 400 megawatts. Currently, what it means is that we are not going to shed 400 megawatts. We will still continue to shed the 150 we have because of the deficit we have. But obviously, the impact of 400 megawatts deficit is way, way higher
than the 150.
150 megawatts. And I'm not saying that with 150 megawatt deficit, we are doing well. We are not doing well at all. The hope is to be able to plug that deficit. And that's what we're working on, to make sure that that deficit goes away. And then we have some reserve, which will be there for us to fall on anytime we have a regular maintenance work or anytime a machine goes faulty.
Okay, but then concerns are being raised about the erratic nature of the load shedding, as in often people say they do not even know the plan anymore. They're just there, then the light just trips at any time at all. What has been done about this particular situation?
I think it's important that we understand and we get the difference between planned outages and unplanned outages. Unplanned outages is something you can also call emergency, like what happened last night or yesterday around 5 o'clock or so. It was a fault that developed during production, and immediately the machines shut down. You can't use that to plan any load shedding. But for example, the TICO machine, which is going through maintenance, we knew it in advance, like 2-3 weeks in advance. So that we can put out a statement and adjust the load shedding program to fix it. So sometimes the ECG is placed in a very awkward position, if I may use that word, where they are able to give out a program